Hoi hoi! Afternoon everybody, it's us. As you can see, Sophie is fully over whatever spooked her yesterday and is now back on the nest firmly. Oh. Well, the problem is that it's not the sort of because we do the Saturday broadcast, we do it like a fixed time, so you can sort of like plan to be around. Where this one is like is purely based on what sort of time I can legitimately stop working for a little bit. So it's one of those sort of situations. Yep, Nestfest is back. 24 hours out of Nestfest, but we're back. Oh wow, I wish I could be. It is 13:18 here in the UK. Well, nothing happened. I think she just got spooked by something. I think like something gave her a little spook, and she decided that she was going to sit the far side of her aviary. She was going to sit over there on those perches instead of being the little trill. I think those are goldfinches. I think they're finches, definitely. I think they're goldfinches. Starlings also make a very similar noise as well, because starlings copy a lot of other little bird. They incorporate a lot of other little bird calls into their song. Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes it does, yeah. Sometimes I think it's just something spooked her, and she wasn't doing a scared all the time or anything, because you can tell when Sophie is properly scared of something. And she wasn't scared, it was just like, no, I just don't feel like it today. No. Didn't feel like it, so she didn't do it. Yeah, but... Sophie. Oh no. That's a good stick. You've even managed to stick it through the side of the nest there as well. Oh, we're happy with that. Well, I say we're happy with it. We seem less upset with it than others. What do you think? What's this? Put the phone in the way of the stick. Greeted by a groundhog. Did he see his own shadow? Is that the groundhog thing? It's had the bunch of eating the entire pizza. Lad. There we go. So what that means, 4 more weeks of pizza? Excellent. Oh, you dropped it. Hang on, let me get it. Yes. Oh, there's all sorts of weird things in a nest now. It's gonna go great. Gonna eat all the pizza. There's like loads of little balls of mud and cardboard. But there's bits of biscuit and all sorts of things in here. What do you think, bird? Yeah, we are doing a bit of sitting every now and again. We're getting a little bit of a tea cosy, of just slightly thoughtful tea cosy. And we're off again. Yeah, I could definitely go for pizza. We've got some pizza dough in the store cupboard. I might have to make some pizza tonight. Might have to have some pizza. Have a pizza evening. Oh no, don't. If one of the YouTube channels I watch is a thing called like Glenn and Friends. It's like a Canadian guy who just makes cakes and bread and that kind of thing. And like his videos are no more than like 10-15 minutes ago sort of thing, and they're super chill. And like a couple of days ago he made bread, and it's like, oh, if you've got any flour in the house, he had a gigantic bag of flour. It's like, nobody has bags of flour that big. You know, just it was the size of like a bag of cat litter. It's just, Glenn, that's not the correct amount of flour. What doing? Yeah, that's why it's all in this nutty Canadian guy's kitchen. Fair do so. It's quite a good channel because he finishes the cake off, or the bread or whatever it is, and then his wife turns up and just goes, cake, I'm gonna eat all the cake, and just like immediately starts like cutting herself a gigantic slice of cake eagerly and that kind of thing. It's pretty great. Fair dues. £50 bag of flour. Oh no. That's more flour than I've ever used in my entire life to date. Like, she's married this like TV chef sort of guy who just like making you pay rent, yeah. And she just turns up and just rocks up with like a knife and a fork that she keeps about her personal time, just like, hello, what's going on here? Yeah, everyone seems to be making bread. I think we used to own a bread maker, but we got sick of like the weird little loaves it makes. We don't actually eat that much bread, you know what I mean? It's one of those sort of things. Yeah, I did see, isn't it sourdough that you don't need yeast for or something? Or did I dream that? Did I bump my head and dream that? I don't know. One of the things that you just like, you see these recipes for like, oh, this bread only needs like 3 ingredients and you already have all of them. So I bet I don't. I guarantee you I don't. Unless one of the ingredients is a bottle of Bugs that's been in the fridge for ages, then yeah, I'll always remember my parents went through this phase in the 80s of you get these cakes called like friendship cakes or something like that, where you'd have this like yeasty paste that you'd make the cake out of, and after leaving it in your freezer and in your fridge and feeding it for ages, just imagine sourdough does not need you. So that's it then. Rory's got a lot to say. And yeah, friendship cakes, yeah. And she would like spend ages feeding it sugar and watching this like really weird goo swell up, and then she'd like pour it into like a bit of like an old jam jar or something and give half of it to somebody else, and it would like continue on. And I remember this cake being really nasty. I remember it being like one of those things of just, yeah, we've waited 4 weeks for this cake and it's not very nice. Oh, it's the mud now. Okay. Yeah, Rory and Connor have got a lot to say. Got a lot to say for each other today. They've got a lot to say to each other and for each other. Yeah, I think she's pretty much done the flooring now. She's sort of like teasing around the little bits, but oh yeah, put the feeder out, definitely. I've never had kombucha. Kombucha. It's one of those things that I remember seeing. Like, I remember there used to be a falafel place in town that would do it, and it closed down recently. I never had a chance to go in there. Like, yeah, It's because it's brewed, isn't it? It's a brewed drink. Like, I remember like the mother having just been like a mole. It's vile but slightly alcoholic. You're not selling it. Oh. Ah, do you want to get on the walls as well? We do. We want to stick. You just glue a piece of cardboard to the wall. Hang on. She did. She just glued a piece of cardboard to the wall of her nest. Bird, that's your bum, bird. Yeah, I got a tiny little hint of Kiki there. But yeah, she's just glued. There you go. Just glued a piece of cardboard to a wall. As you do, as one does. You know, just. Oh, hi, tiny Robin friend. Oh, he's so flighty. So scaredy. Can I show everybody you? No. Let's have a feel of the mud, bird. Let's see what we think. How gloppy is it? Oh, it's a bit thick, isn't it? Wants a tiny bit of water in there, I think. Yeah, before you ask, yes, I do keep a small spoon from a tub of ice cream in here to stir mud with. That's good though, isn't it? It's a nice bit of curated mud for you there, bird. Bit more? Yes, mate. Ugh. Look. Stop it. That's it. Okay, you sure you got enough there? Yeah, I'm sure you got enough. Leave that there. No, she's coming back. Coming back for another bit. Yeah, that might be a little bit too much, mate. That might be a little bit too... Oh, no, hang on. She's going to make it work. It's weird, that little orange spoon I used to stir mud with is it came with a vegan chocolate pudding, like a little pudding pot thing that was quinoa and something trying to be like a chocolate mousse, and it was absolutely vile. It was just that sort of thing where you put it in your mouth and your taste buds immediately go, nope. No, not chocolate, not a mousse. I don't know what that is, but you need to stop doing it. And it was just, yeah, it was sort of like, it was trying to be like tapioca-y sort of, Kiki. It was trying to be like tapioca or something like that, I think, but it was awful. It was a tiny little yogurty pot. It was like a yay big sort of like pot of it. Like the spoon it came with was nearly too big to put in the top of the tub, and even then I didn't want to eat that much. Just it was awful. It was one of the things. I went back to the supermarket like a couple of weeks later and I didn't see it anywhere. So it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, that's got to be a sign, hasn't it? That's the cosmos way of telling you to not eat it. But yeah, the falafel place around in town used to do kombucha. And they would also do they would do like some sort of weird grass. He had like a big pile of like, it looked like a bit of just lawn grass that he'd cut you off a bit of it and liquidize it and offer you that as like a little appetizer while he was making you your food. That was pretty terrible as well. Wheatgrass, that was it. Wheatgrass. I remember having like a little glass of it, and it did not agree with me at all. It was like 10 minutes after after drinking it, my stomach started to make really strange, like, whoa, let's get back to work now, let's get back to the office where you're no more than 10 feet from a toilet, sort of feeling. Yeah, I was unprepared for the wheatgrass effect, shall we say. Very cleansing, very cleansing. Yeah, yeah. I can see how it would be quite healthy, but hey bird, what do you think? Looks like I'm doing the walls later on, doesn't it? Looks like I'm digging another hole for some more mud, and I'm pasting the walls. I wondered if she'd want the walls done. I did wonder when she sort of like did the floor and then didn't start sticking stuff onto the wall. It's like, oh, okay, the walls were okay, but it looks like I might be covering the walls with mud too. It's a good job I trimmed my fingernails last night, isn't it, bird? Yeah, last year I think it was, or the year before, she made quite a big deal of like smooshing the mud in the corners, sort of thing, up the wall. She got to about here before she was out of the depth, so I just got like a big handful of mud and just sort of like smeared it all the way around the inside, sort of thing. And it looks like I'm doing that again. Right, come on, gang. I better get back to work. Yeah. So, she will. She'll subcontract it, no problem. All the unskilled stuff. Right. Well, thanks for coming, everybody. I hope you're all staying fit and healthy and keep washing your hands and all that. If you've just stumbled across this on Periscope, you go. I got a proper card today. If you've just stumbled across this on Periscope and you'd like to follow Sophie on Twitter, her Twitter handle is @BreeSophieBree. Or if you Google Sophie the Magpie, it's got everything you need. Cheers, everybody. See you soon.